Alright, so this is the next video, the comparison video for the eGo-C twist. And that cord needs to move, it's in front of the camera. That's good. Okay, so the comparison video between the eGo-C twist and the Provari. Now, it's not going to be a very good comparison video on how I can't really say. It's kind of hard to explain, but really the information that I'm comparing it is basically what you get for the cost, primarily. So basically I'm saying that if you're going to spend a lot of money, like if you've already been vaping, then if you're already using something similar to the Ego and you want to get a better mod, a more durable mod, a more reliable mod, then maybe a Provari is better for you at that point when you've already been vaping. I got this little eGo-C twist, 1100 mAh knockoff from Fast Tech, for my wife. The reason why I got her a knockoff is because it's cheaper. It performs the same as an eGo-C twist from the actual creator. So why not get cheaper? Because she tends to break things. So we'll start her off on this because we don't know if she's going to like vaping or not. Hopefully she does, because I want her off of cigarettes to better her health. But to start her off, we got her this because she doesn't like the weight of the Provari. So how much bigger you got on this is, it's the same size. If you're looking at a 1100 mAh Ego twist, it's the same size. When I connect the tank, it's going to be exactly the same height. The only things that are going to change it is that there won't be the airflow controller on hers, because I don't think flush mounting this is going to be a problem for hers, because the tank is wider than the actual device. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. I did get an adapter for this Ego. It's a flush mount Ego twist, or Ego adapter for a tank. And I got a cone Ego adapter skirt thing. I've heard a couple of people call it. So really the size is no difference. They're going to be the same height. When she puts her tank on it here, I'll that drip tips, I'll put the one that came with the tank, I'll put it on the tank. I got her a brand new tank, got the drip tip, put it on there, so it looks really ugly without the little cone skirt or the Ego flush mount tank adapter, and it's kind of top heavy too, with a tank on it. Let me see, I need a metal drip tip for mine, so mine's not top heavy. Yeah, it's got stuff on it. So I got an airflow controller on mine at the moment, so if it's not much taller. It's about the same size. If I took the airflow controller off, it'd be pretty much exactly the same height. So that is no difference in height by getting this bigger battery for the Ego twist. But it was just really heavy, and she didn't like how heavy my mod was, so we got her a lighter one. So hopefully she likes it. Descriptive. That's one thing that scares me about these tanks, is that they can break. My wife has already dumped mine over twice now. I've almost knocked mine over 3 times, but have caught it every single time. So I'm already thinking about getting different tanks like the K-Fun and things like that, but that be discussed later. Anyway, so I tried some of the Ego standards, not the twist version, and the twist version at the Vape Expo, and I don't think I really seen a difference in how they vape, besides the fact that you have to kind of set up your ohms to the battery when you got the standard Ego. So that's why we got her a twist, so that she can, change the voltage if she needs to, because I'll be, rebuilding her coils at some point. I'm going to be taking all the fresh coils and wicks off of my replacement Pro Tank coils, coil heads, and putting them all on the Provari tank coil heads. I don't want her to have that really airy draw, and she doesn't have an airflow controller yet, so I'll probably get her one. They're $3 for this type right here that you can adapt underneath the tank. So I'll get her one of those, but for now I'm just gonna give her all the Provari tank coil heads with a small chimney on it, to make sure that there ain't gonna be a big change in the draw for it. I'm gonna try this Provari tank with them Pro Tank coil heads to see if it's way more of an airy draw than from the Provari tank coil heads. But even if they are really, airy, then I got the airflow controller now, thanks to Jedi. So bunch of different things to try and figure out and mess around with some things, and so the biggest difference between the eGo-C twist and the Provari is the LCD screen, or LED screen. I don't know why I said LCD. Thinking of TVs right now. So you got a screen on the Provari. It's more consistent for the voltage it's at. It's more durable. It's made in the USA. I don't know. I've had it for almost 3 weeks now. Tomorrow will be, or not tomorrow. 3 days from now will be 3 weeks since I've been vaping without a cigarette. The day I got it, I quit smoking analogs, and I've been completely happy, satisfied. So if you've been vaping for a while, I would say maybe going from a different device to a Provari may be a good idea. I wouldn't say right away get a Provari, because of the simple fact it is a very expensive mod. I spent, what was it, $340 for everything I got, but it was everything I needed. It was juice, it was 2 tanks, it was 2 batteries, it was extender cap, a charger, a drip tip, what else did I get? I think that was it, but pretty much I got everything I needed for at least the first week, with a lot of extra juice, of course. But I mean, it was expensive, but the money that I'm going to save from not smoking cigarettes has already paid for the Provari already. So first I would say probably get an Ego and see if you can even, you know, accept vaping. Because I've known a couple of people before I started vaping that have vaped, and like a guy at my work, he just recently quit vaping again. He said that he didn't like his setup and he just couldn't do it. And I, after I've been vaping for 2 weeks, I was trying to suggest the Pro Tank to him. Well, I only suggested the Pro Tank for the simple fact that he'd probably remember that over Purry Tank. So I said, yeah, dude, check into that, because he was using Vivi Novas, and I've heard some horror stories about them. Haven't tried them, but I've heard some very bad stories about them. So, but he didn't have an Ego or something small. He had I think it was a Vamo, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him again, but I'm supposed to be doing a comparison to the Ego here, and I'm not even vaping off of it because the Provari is just so great. But you got the little cap on the cap, kind of like a knob or a dial on the bottom here to change the voltage of the eGo-C twist, and then you got your little button here, and that's it. You got the charger. You screw it on the top here, USB charger. Boom, charges it. That's it. There's no screens, no fancy stuff. It's got that rubbery kind of feel to it. It's not anything special. I literally didn't even pay $13 for this single one right here. I got 2 of them for my wife. The 1100 mAh eGo-C twist knockoffs from Fast Tech. They both work. They don't get hot when they charge. They don't do no weird stuff that I've been seeing on the ECF forums about not holding a charge, or the light stays on, or just crazy stories. And I got them in the mail, and I'm like, man, please don't let there be a problem with these things. Because it took 2 weeks to get here from Fast Tech, which I can't complain, because it's from Hong Kong and the price was right, and I'm happy they came in and they work and they're good. So I'm waiting for a couple of adapters for it to make the tank look really good on here. But other than that, they seem like they seem durable. I don't know why that when people drop them that they break. They seem really durable, but I don't know. I guess the way it's set up on the inside or something, or I have no idea. But maybe the weight of the device, the tank, the juice, and maybe a stainless steel drip tip or something is causing these things to just be destroyed when they fall. Go throw it off your roof. Yeah, that's gonna make it work when you pick it up, right? I mean, come on, what are you guys doing? I don't know. Maybe I just love electronics too much to be careless with them. That must be it. I don't know. Or think about it this way: this is a cigarette. Would you want your cigarette to get broke? No. That's how you get your nicotine. You wouldn't want your cigarette broke, so you tend to not break them. You don't sit on your pack of cigarettes, right? I'm just getting off of cigarettes, almost 3 weeks now, and I would break cigarettes now because I don't care about them, but this is like the new cigarette. So I wouldn't go bashing this off the wall and throwing it around like it's a toy. It's not. This is where I'm going to get my nicotine from. So I'm not going to destroy it. I'm not going to treat it like crap. It makes no sense to me how people can have all these bad stories about breaking their device. Now, I can understand an accident. Yeah, you have an accident, it tips over, it falls, it breaks a tank. Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Rolling off a counter after it's fell and, rolling off and then breaking a tank, okay. Breaking the device, okay. If it's an accident, okay. But I have seen so many stories about people breaking devices that I just don't understand. That these people must literally be taking them and throwing them. Now, I have an OtterBox on my phone. Okay, that's a case for my phone. My old phone was a HTC Evo 3D, and I whipped it at the wall as hard as I could 4 times with the OtterBox case on that, which I have a new phone. It's the Samsung Galaxy S Note 2, and it's also got an OtterBox case on it. Now, I wouldn't throw it against the wall just because I love the phone way more than my old phone. My old phone was good too, but I whipped it at the wall 4 times in a row as hard as I could, and all it did was chip a little piece off the case. And it still didn't break the screen. It didn't destroy anything on the phone whatsoever besides chip a little piece off of the case that was on it. So, I'm not understanding how these devices are really breaking that easy. Anyways, let's go on to vaping it then, I guess. Here, I'll take one more off of this. Now, I told you that I gotta have this upside down. Here, I'm gonna get a Q-tip first because I've been vaping on this all day, and I said before that these leak, and it's not the way that you think it leaks. I figured it out that I was making a mistake in drawing on it while I didn't have the button pressed, which was pulling more liquid into the wick area, and it would kind of like flood it, and that's how I would be getting my slight leaking problem. It's not really bad. I've heard a lot of bad stories about the Pro Tank. I don't think this does what the Pro Tank does. It was made after the Pro Tank, and that's probably why it doesn't have that big giant leaking issue. But yeah, it's pretty decent. I'd say it doesn't leak really bad. Now I drilled the hole in the bottom of the 510 air hole connection on this, so if I don't hold it upside down, it's gonna start dripping. Which it's not bad. Look, nothing on that pin there for the Provari. There's gonna be a very little bit on this airflow controller. Very tiny little bit. Not even a drop. Yeah, not even a drop. It's like literally where the hole is in that center connector pin. It's literally that much liquid, like a little dab, like boom, there, gone. Just that, just a little dab, and it's gone. It wasn't even a drop. So I don't need the airflow connector for the Ego. I'm just gonna make sure that's cleaned out real good. I don't want to get no gurgling. Okay, so what is this at? Okay, this needs to be on 4 volts, since that's what it was on my my Provari. So I'll put this tip back on there. I got it off, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the indicator light, and we'll turn this down to 4. Little dot there, and there's little markings on the bottom of that rim there, and take a hit. Yeah, see, no problem with the draw. It seems I guess a bit more airy than on my Provari, because you can't really flush mount it on the Provari very well. There's a lot of issues with the flush mounting tanks that have air holes in the 510 connectors on the Provari for some reason. I think it's either because the holes that are on the 510 connector just above the threads are not high enough. But I think that if you put the holes directly, like, against the bottom of this base, that they would be even worse for durability, because I've seen a couple of stories about you know, the bases being weak for the pro tanks and such. So I think that's a bad design for the air holes, but I mean, really, that was the way that they made them, and they work well, but they tend to have some issues. So again, don't go throwing your device around, and you won't have no issues. Okay, so the Provari, it's got these little slots on the center here, little slots on the center rim here. Okay, not the outer rim, but the center rim. They got these little slots, and there's 4 of them. But I just don't think the air holes connect very well with them slots. So that's why it's having, you know, an airflow issue on the Provari when you flush mount it all the way to the bottom. So besides that, you know, you ain't going to have an airflow issue with the Ego because there is no flush mounting it. I got an adapter coming in, but it's got the air hole slots also on the flush mount for the adapter. So it's not going to have no airflow issues either. So that's too high. Okay, 4 on the Provari. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just airy. I don't. Yeah, it's slightly burning it. So what is, I don't remember what it goes to. 3.2? I don't know. Let me turn it down a little bit. Maybe. I don't know what the volts are set at. Here, let's turn it. Oh, I went up. Oops. Okay, we're gonna go all the way down. Yeah, it's 3.2 volts. We'll go all the way down and see what it does. Okay. It's still vaped, but it didn't really have much flavor. So, see, 3.2 up to 4 is how many notches? 0.4, 6, 0.8. So it goes by 0.2 volts each little mark on here. So we're gonna try 3.6. Okay, it's just really airy. It's really okay. It's definitely different on the Provari, but it's very airy. Okay, 3.8 is about right for flavor, but it's really airy. I'm thinking I should put this airflow controller on here and see if I have it set up exactly. Yeah, like see, there's a little dab there on that, because my base now slightly leaks because I drilled that hole out. So let me get a fresh Q-tip. That's not soaking it up now. Okay. So soak this up. Yeah, there we go. Nice and clean. Okay. Let's put my airflow controller on this Ego. And I'll set it up just like I have my Provari. Okay, so all the way on there. Take this off. And I thread it just until it catches. Which it's not. Okay, there we go. It's catching all the way now. So I want to turn this upside down. And then spin that way. Okay. It's a lot easier on my Provari. I don't know why, but it just seems like it's easier. Okay, so until it gets nice and snug on the airflow controller. Alright. Now, we'll wait a second since I had it upside down for a second. We'll just give it 1 second here. So I think that I need to order her a airflow controller because that is really airy. I hope she does not have a problem with that. That would suck. I would have to use my other tank with a thinner juice, which that extreme ice is pretty thin, so it doesn't have a problem on my Provari with the draw. And then let her use this airflow controller until I get one, and then I can switch back to my fluid if she has an issue with it, because that is just really airy. And then I got nothing. Why did I get nothing? Why did I get nothing? It's not firing now. That's awesome. That's clean. Okay, technical difficulties. Yay. Okay. I don't know what the issue is. That's on and working, so my videos just will not get shorter. I tried to, make them not long, but apparently that's not working. That seems like it's fine. Doesn't seem like it's really wet. So what is the issue? Okay. I wasn't getting no gurgling. And with the Provari, you have to connect the airflow controller to the Provari first, and then connect the tank. But on the Ego, you don't need to do that. But you know what might be the issue is I might not be getting no connection to that pin on this airflow controller. Yeah, I think that's the issue, because it was fine before and now it's not working. Is there a way that I can pull that pin out somehow? Let's see if I close this a little bit more. I don't really want to tighten up the draw that much, but I guess I have no choice at this point. Okay. A lot better. It ain't really airy no more. I think now that I got the controller on, I could probably go back up to 4, because I ain't getting that much. Okay. As good as the Provari? No. Here, let me try to turn it up 2 more. So 4.2. Okay. So I gotta set it a bit higher to get, better. Because, 4.0 is not working, like on the Provari. I don't know if it's got to do with the draw that it makes it different. I have no idea because I don't know, it seems like it wouldn't make a difference. But it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Would I take it over my Provari? No. Way too light. Top heavy. Too thin. It's weird because on the Provari I hold it like this, but this I feel weird holding it like this, so I gotta hold it like this. And that's probably because it's top heavy. But for me it's too small. It's just, I don't know, it feels really weird. I don't, maybe it's just because I've been using the Provari for almost 3 weeks that it's like that, but it's not bad. It's definitely worthy of a backup or a beach mod or, you know, vacation type, you know, device. Then yeah, it could be all right. And that's kind of what I wanted to try out for myself too before my wife used it, was to see if I could actually tolerate it for a while, a couple of hours or a day, you know. Not bad. It could be better, but if you're starting out, and it stands up by itself, if you're just starting out and you want to try vaping, then the Ego Twist is definitely a good buy. I wouldn't buy a standard Ego for the simple fact that you can't change the voltage on it, and that could give you issues that I just had. Like, so when I first tried without the airflow controller, it was really airy, and I felt like I had to kind of hit it a little bit lighter and turn down the volts to not get that burn. So put the airflow controller on there, had to turn it up because the pin on the airflow controller wouldn't hit the connector firing pin. And the airflow is not much stiffer, but you can definitely tell that it's a bit stiffer, and you have to kind of turn the volts up a little bit more. And it doesn't burn it, but it's acceptable. I could definitely use it on occasion and vacation and things like that. For not even $13, you can't really go wrong. The shipping takes a while from Fast Tech, but it seems like a pretty decent device. I don't see how people are breaking it, but maybe I'm a little bit